Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley, with convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut. Visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Westfield, it is 6:02. You're listening to WSKB 89.5 FM radio for the Westfield masses. It is Wednesday, August 22nd. My name is Tina Gorman. I'm your Wake Up Wednesday host. I'm in studio this morning with the chairman of the board, Pete Coles. Good morning again, Pete.
Good morning.
You know, you're still sporting that tan from Florida.
Yes.
Looking good.
Well, we had some sun here, too, except for today.
We did, yeah, that's true. Yeah, raining outside for those of you who are not quite awake yet or haven't had a chance to look out the window. And by the way, it was dark outside, Pete.
Yes.
The days are getting shorter.
Yes. But we won't see the sunrise today anyway.
No,
so.
we won't. And of course, you know, it's so funny because I typically stop at the senior center on my way in just to drop some stuff off, turn on my computer. And so I did, and I ran in there, and I was only in there about 2.5 minutes, and I could hear the deluge of rain. You know, it was just kind of sprinkling a little bit when I went in, and then the heavens opened up, and I thought, seriously, now I got to run back out to my car and now drive over to the school. So
that's what I thought walking in here. I was like, I didn't bring my pullover, and I'm like, it wasn't really raining at my house all that bad.
Yeah.
And then down through downtown, it was pouring, and then when you get up here, it's just kind of sprinkling again.
Yeah, and that's the kind of day that it's going to be today. We're going to have some sprinkles, but we are going to have some downpours in the 80s. So it's warm out there.
We need to get this over today because there's a big opening in Springfield tomorrow.
There is. There's a lot of stuff going on this weekend. There's a big opening in Springfield tomorrow. So I was listening to NPR on my way in. And by the way, just to let Bob Plass know, I was going to text him yesterday morning. Bob asked if you and Jay knew what a driveway moment was. Anybody who listens to National Public Radio does know. A driveway moment is when they're doing a story and you're so absorbed in the story that when you get to wherever you're going, whether it's home or, you know, shopping or whatever, you stay in your car in the driveway or the parking lot to finish listening to the story.
I've done that with sports talk radio and commercial radio.
Yeah,
and
you're
here
so absorbed.
Occasionally you get a song that you're like, oh, I want to hear the end of that song.
Yeah. Or, I actually did it here a few times with Kenny's program when he was interviewing the council or the city councils, you know, when we were having elections and so forth, and kind of wanted to hear somebody finish their train of thought. So anyway, that's a driveway moment. But anyway, okay, so cloudy, rainy, warm today. We do have MGM opening tomorrow in Springfield.
That's going to be a cluster.
That was the story that I was listening to this morning on NPR on my way in, because they were saying how much it's going to affect the Connecticut casinos. And they said something like, on average, Connecticut was bringing in like $420 million through taxes through the casinos, and they're anticipating in the next few years that will be cut in half. So
and they apparently getting that Windsor Locks Casino approved too, so that's going to affect everybody too. So
yeah, it's strange doings in casino
business
land.
Is business.
Business is business. So, and I live in West Springfield, and they had in our West Springfield Record, they had all kinds of front page articles on, get ready for this Friday. It's definitely going to
the Biggie
affect
parking lot.
Yes, I know.
And shuttle busing.
Right, that's exactly. But they were also saying, be wary of that whole Memorial Avenue area. If you're not, if you're just trying to travel, so Route 5, Memorial Avenue, 91, south of Springfield.
It'll be like the Big E day. It'll be like a Big E day.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be interesting. So we have that going on, and of course here locally, and
I know our own host Michael Buster McMahon has took the day off from work. He will be there for the parade and the opening day.
Okay, there you go. So Michael will give us a full report. He's Mondays right after George Delisle. Yeah. So he'll give us a full report on Monday on how that all transpired. Locally, this weekend we have the Rotary Club has their 4th annual Food Fest going on down here on Elm Street in the heart of downtown Westfield. And just to let folks know, Elm Street will be closed to vehicular traffic from School to Franklin Streets, and will serve as the center stage for this 2-day festival. It will happen Friday, so this Friday from 5 to 10 p.m., and then Saturday, August 25th, from noon to 9 p.m. So those are the times. And again, just
come on down.
WSKB, I guess, will be broadcasting. Yes,
we'll be down there for the duration again. Looks like me and Kenny will be there for the most of it.
Yeah, I think so.
The usual.
Yes, the usual suspects. But most of the other hosts will all bop in and out and take our turns and give you guys a break and so forth.
JP will come down in between. He's doing the sound and lights for the main stage.
Exactly. Yeah. Jay's always on the helping out with the music, and I know he was talking about some of the bands that'll be performing. I don't have a list of that. I don't know if Jay must have the list, but I don't have the band list.
See it up online.
I didn't see it. Well, usually it's in the Westfield News, and I didn't see it in the Westfield News, but. We know there are 2 stages for continuous musical entertainment, many food vendors with many of your favorite foods. And also, I think they are doing the car show again this year.
Yes, on Saturday.
Yeah, which I know my seniors loved that last year. So did I.
I always suggested they do a celebrity burger challenge on Friday night, but nobody's ever taken me up on it.
What is your vision?
So all your restaurants in downtown, whether they're there or not, bring their best burger and have celebrity judges judge it.
Taste test, kind of like the chili thing that they do at the YMCA.
Yeah.
Yep. Good idea, Pete.
I kept throwing it out there. The Rotary keeps it gets brushed off to the side.
Well, you know what it is, Pete. I have to tell you.
We can invite one of the weathermen and they'll come bring the TV camera.
The thing is that there are a lot of great ideas floating around out there. A lot of really good ideas, but it takes people and bodies and organizers. And we've talked about this before. Jay's talked about this before. I think Gary's talked about it on air as well. Dr. Gorman, in that so many times we have sort of a small cluster of volunteers. It's kind of the same people doing it. And, all kidding aside, last year when I had Vanessa Diana on the show and we were talking about Run Stanley and, my idea for the senior stroll and adding that to Run Stanley. And you jokingly said, well, if you make that suggestion, you're going to end up on the committee.
Sure.
Which I did. And which is fine, and I think it's going to be great. And we have Run Stanley coming up in mid-October, October 14th. So there's my little plug for Run Stanley. We have added the senior stroll, but that was a commitment. That was that idea, that suggestion has taken lots of meetings. It took Gary and me going out there a couple Sunday afternoons and walking a route for the seniors that we thought would be. We did a 1 mile route that we were trying to get it to be all flat, so that seniors won't be doing the trail route.
Yep.
But it's like anything else. There are lots of great ideas floating around out there, but people have to step up to the plate and help out. And
I told them I would run it, and they were like, I never heard back from them. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, I know, but and
I don't want to do it without their permission either.
Yeah, correct. And you're doing, you do so much for the community, Pete, as I think all of the hosts do. I mean, let's face it, we're all out there doing our best. So, this is my plea for anyone who wants to volunteer. There are so many opportunities in Westfield to volunteer. And,
even a couple hours.
Absolutely. And I've actually said I would love to figure out how to coordinate sort of a central volunteer bank, if you will, where people could come. Because, obviously we have people who want to volunteer at the senior center, which is fine. But sometimes people bring talents that either we can't use them at the senior center, or I only need one or two people and I've already got one or two people. And what I want to be able to do is say, but you can take that talent and volunteer for WOW, or you can volunteer for, at the Athenaeum or someplace.
See, the school department already has that. It's called VIPS.
It is called VIPS. Tina Macy runs the volunteers in public schools, and that's exactly what Tina does. So she coordinates it for the school. I've worked in other cities and towns where they've had sort of a central bank, whether it's somebody's going to work with Domus or somebody's going to work for the food bank or, the food pantry or whatever. So I don't know. That keeps coming up more and more, and I think part of the reason for that is we have more and more of the baby boomers retiring.
Sure, yeah, looking for something to do.
They're looking for something to do. They're not ready to sit back and just watch movies and play golf all day. And although those are fine things to do, but I
don't tell that to Chief Regan.
Yeah. I haven't seen Chief Regan since she retired.
I did. I saw her at the concert the other day.
You know what? I didn't make it down for the concert. I was in my office busy working on a grant. I took a couple weeks off and to vacation, and this is grant writing season for me, and I got a lot of deadlines, and so I was really kind of bummed out because I had brought my jeans and everything to change into, and I got home that night and Gary said, "Oh, you're still in your work clothes," and I said, "Yeah," because I didn't make it down to the concert. I was kind of bummed about that. But how was it? Was it a good concert?
Yeah, I was there for about an hour. Because I was beat.
Because I thought you had city council meeting.
No.
Oh, you did not? Okay.
No, that's covered by the college. So.
Oh, okay. So, easy peasy. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was out there for about an hour, and I was just beat, tired. Yeah. So I just went home after that. But it was a good show.
Yeah, it was. That was the
music was excellent.
The funny thing is that was the concert that I wanted to go to the most. I just thought it would be kind of fun. Sort of that band. Sort
big
of big band jazz.
Yep.
Yeah, I just thought that would be a lot of fun. And it wasn't happening. It was too close to the time that Gary and I got back from Ireland, and I was still trying to dig out from under and answer emails, and in between trying to get the grant written. That's our senior safe grant. So
there you go.
And it used to be in the old days, the due date for that grant was the end of September. And I came back from Ireland, opened up my emails and found out, it's due September 7th. And I went, yikes, because I have a lot of plans going on before that. So trying to get that all squared away, state grant, all kinds of stuff going on. But anyway, all right. So let's, why don't we take a little break and then we'll do some famous birthdays. Of course, we are, as with the rest of the nation, I think, mourning the passing of Aretha Franklin. Of course, obviously one of my favorites since Respect is my theme song. And, I was thinking about that, and it was really funny because I remember when we first started, community talk radio on WSKB 3.5 years ago now, or 3 years ago. And you said to me, Pete, well, you need a theme song. I didn't even think about it. It was just like, let's do Respect by Aretha Franklin. That would be a really, kind of cool wake up jive kind of song. And I've just always been a fan. So we will miss her. I have just a couple. We're going to do a couple of Aretha songs this morning. So the first one, it's 6:14, and we're going to Say a Little Prayer by Aretha Franklin. So we will be back.
And while combing my hair now, Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Discussions of local politics, events, happenings, and miscellany potpourri. Ken's Den, Tuesday, 8 to 10. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 6:19. You're listening to WSKB 89.5 FM radio for the Westfield masses. It is Wednesday, August 22nd. It is going to be a rainy day today, so be prepared. Take your umbrella, take your galoshes and your raincoat.
Do they still have galoshes?
I don't know. Well, they have so many different really cool waterproof and splash boots and everything. There's some really funky boots out there that are kind of cool.
When I was a kid, galoshes.
Yeah, galoshes. So, yes, it is. And we are going to have some very heavy rain at times today, so do be prepared for that. Pete and I have already experienced that first thing this morning.
Yes.
You know, 1 minute it's kind of sprinkling, and the next minute it's downpouring, and then that doesn't last too long, so just be prepared.
Yes.
All right, so August 22nd, let's see who is having a birthday today. Actress Valerie Harper is 79 years old. She was born in 1930.
79?
79. She was born in 1939 in Suffern, New York. Valerie Harper began as a dancer in Broadway musicals. She spent the 1960s performing with Chicago's Second City Theater. In 1970, with no television acting experience on her resume, Harper was cast in a prominent role in the popular CBS sitcom The Mary Tyler Moore Show. Harper played Rhoda Morgenstern, a Jewish girl from the Bronx who befriends her neighbor, Mary. The role instantly transformed Valerie Harper into a television star, and she won 3 consecutive Emmy Awards, 1971, 72, and 73, for Outstanding Supporting Actress for her performance. In 1974, Harper's character received her own spin-off show, Rhoda. Rhoda also proved a big hit, sometimes even earning better ratings than its parent show. In 1975, Harper won both the Emmy and Golden Globe Awards for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series. So happy birthday to actress Valerie Harper. It is also the birthday of baseball player Carl Yastrzemski.
Yes.
He, too, was born same day, August 22nd, 1939. He's also 79 years old today. He was born in Southampton, New York. So New York had 2 famous people born same day, Valerie Harper, Carl Yastrzemski. After his freshman season at Notre Dame, the Boston Red Sox offered Carl Yastrzemski $108,000 to join the club. Playing in front of Fenway Park's towering 37-foot left field wall green monster, Yastrzemski won 7 Golden Glove awards as the league's best defensive left fielder. He also developed into an excellent hitter, winning 3 American League batting championships. In 1967, he won the Triple Crown as the American League leader in batting average, RBIs, and home runs, and won the American League MVP award.
By the way, as part of the Babe Ruth experience,
yes,
they actually brought one of the Golden Glove trophies down there to show the kids.
How cool.
And then the kids got mini Golden Glove trophies, which they made all defensive teams. So we got to actually see the Major League Baseball Golden Glove trophy this year.
That would be pretty neat.
It is. It was cool.
I bet the kids really enjoyed that.
Yep.
Yastrzemski retired in 1983 after compiling more than 3,000 hits in 23 big league seasons and was voted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1989. So happy 79th birthday to Carl Yastrzemski. It is also the birthday of the late Norman Schwarzkopf, General. Stormin' Norman, born August 22nd, 1934 in Trenton, New Jersey. He died December 27th, 2012 at the age of 78. His father was Colonel H. Norman Schwarzkopf, who served in World War I and founded the New Jersey State Police. I did not know that. And I have, my brother-in-law is a retired New Jersey State Trooper. Yep. Mm-hmm. His father worked on the infamous 1932 kidnapping case of Charles Lindbergh's son and later served in World War II. Schwarzkopf himself graduated from West Point and fought in the Vietnam War. After the Vietnam War ended, Schwarzkopf stayed in the military and continued to rise up the ranks. Yep. He became a general in the late 1970s and served as the deputy commander of the United States forces during the 1983 invasion of Grenada. 5 years later, he was called to lead the U.S. Central Command. He became one of the prominent figures in the military response to Iraq's invasion of neighboring Kuwait in 1990. In 1991, Norman Schwarzkopf led Operation Desert Storm, the U.S. military effort to liberate Kuwait. He and his troops managed to drive out Saddam Hussein's forces in only 6 weeks. During the war, Schwarzkopf became famous for his straightforward style and his short temper. He received numerous honors for his handling of this military conflict. So happy birthday to the late Norman Schwarzkopf. It is also the birthday today, August 22nd, of Roland Orzabal, who is a singer-songwriter born August 22nd, 1961 in Portsmouth, England. He's 57 years old. Roland Orzabal is an English musician, songwriter, and record producer. He is best known as co-founder with Kurt Smith of the popular 1980s pop band Tears for Fears. Together, they released the hit albums The Hurting, Songs from the Big Chair, and The Seeds of Love. Popular songs include Everybody Wants to Rule the World and Shout. And we are going to play in a few minutes Everybody Wants to Rule the World because Shout is about a 7-minute song. So way too long for this radio show. But I think everybody will remember that. Everybody Wants to Rule the World. And finally, today, August 22nd, born 1973, singer Howie Dora. He was born in Orlando, Florida, and he is 45 years old today. Howie Dora went from bit movie roles and Disney commercials to singing in front of massive audiences as a member of the Backstreet Boys. In April of 1992, Howie Dora auditioned for the Backstreet Boys under the name Tony Donetti. Dora already knew bandmate A.J. McLean from a talent show and the local audition circuit. Nick Carter, along with cousins Kevin Richardson and Brian Luttrell, completed the group. After building up a European fan base, the fivesome put out their debut album, Stateside. The Backstreet Boys sold more than 13 million copies with highlights like Quit Playing Games with My Heart and As Long as You Love Me. Dora has continued to have small acting gigs while making music with his boy band and as a solo artist. The married dad is also involved in advocacy for lupus awareness after losing his sister to the disease. So happy birthday to singer Howie Dora, age 45 today. So from the Backstreet Boys.
I have the entertainment schedule.
You do? Oh, you
Our
do?
Our research
okay.
department's all over it.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so we're going to switch gears here. So we're done with famous birthdays for today. So Pete has the entertainment schedule for the Food Fest this weekend for Friday evening and Saturday.
So
what do we have,
main stage
Pete?
on Friday, 5 to 6:30, Harry Rock.
Okay, we know Harry Rock.
7 to 8:15, the Berkshire Mountain Boys.
Okay.
8:30 to 10, Whiskey Traveler.
Okay.
On Saturday, 12 to 1:30, The Losers, a tribute to Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Yeah, I know. Jay was talking about them yesterday. He said they're very good.
2 to 3:30, The Tinkers. Irish music.
Oh, nice.
4:30 to 5:30, Southern Rain, who we know well.
Yeah,
who've been
Southern
here.
Rain performed. Yeah, they performed at one of the.
They've been in here too.
Oh, they've been in here too. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
6:30 to 7, Blue Devil Blues.
Okay.
There's a couple of city employees in that band.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Are you
Yeah.
going to tell us who?
Nope, I'll tell you.
And
after.
what is the time
Blend
again?
of blues, 6 to 7:30. Blues are
Okay.
blend of blues, rock, Motown, originals, ballads, boogie, and bluesy versions of some classic rock favorites.
Okay.
7:30 to 9, Corey and the Knightsmen.
Oh, finishing it out, right?
As
Get it?
usual,
Yeah,
yep, they
yeah.
always do that.
They're
On the
last
acoustic
kids.
stage on Friday, 5 to 6:30, Leo Doherty, Irish music.
Okay.
8:30 to 10, Tied Down, classic rock and roll featuring music from the Eagles and the Doobie Brothers. Saturday, 12 to 1, Richard Mitnick and the Sounds of Music Singers.
Yeah, he did it last year too, and we had people. My seniors loved it, and he was performing right near the car show. They were dancing, looking at old cars. It was really fun.
2:30 to 4, Deidre Riley. She
Yep.
now goes by D. Riley, but
Yep.
Irish and country music.
Yep.
She's been performing forever.
I was
When
going
she
to
was
say
a
that's a
kid-
name that
when
she's been around.
She was a kid. We had her on 198 Main when I worked in public access in Munson Palmer, and that was in
Okay.
the mid 90s.
Wow.
She was a kid though. She was like 17, I think.
Oh, fun.
4:30 to 5:30, Stumping McToad, blues and rock power trio.
Okay.
6 to 7, Ed Bentley, local
Okay. Yeah.
man,
It is. He plays a lot at the farmers market.
Yep. 7:30 to 8:30, Esperanto, alternative hard rock band with unique guitar riffs, catchy lyrics. I've heard them at the music series next
I'm
to
not
Mina's.
familiar. Okay.
They're
Oh
pretty
yeah.
good.
Okay. So the Friday night. Downtown
So that's
Live.
it. That's it for the food fest.
Wow. And you know
Thanks,
what?
Danny.
Just so people, that is really
The research
awesome.
department.
Oh, Danny Nason?
Yes.
Thank you, Danny. Yeah, and what they do is just, if folks haven't been to the Food Fest in the past, they block off Elm Street, and there are two stages.
One end
at
or the
either,
other, yeah.
one end and the other, and then they rotate. So
I think they're kind of
are they
together.
together this time?
Yeah, they're kind of going.
Wow.
But
Okay.
what you don't really hear
Yeah.
the other stage all the way down the other end.
Yeah,
so
because they're pretty far apart. They're several blocks.
Yeah,
apart
they're a block and a
distance,
half.
yeah.
So you really don't hear with people and stuff like that. So I think that's why they're not alternating. So
Okay.
which is fine.
All right. Yeah. So lots of great music and
Yeah.
old cars and lots of good food. I don't know if my favorite food truck is it's the yellow truck, and they serve this amazing Hungarian goulash
Yeah, Angie,
stew.
the Stallmans.
Yeah.
The Stallmans,
So
yeah.
I hope they're going to be there, because that is my favorite. And you can even get that. They'll put a lid on it, and you can even take it home with you if you like I did that the last 2 years. I had some there, but then Gary and I took some to take out and have the next day. So
Yeah, it's Eddie and Angie Stallman.
good
We've
stuff.
had them on before. They're a great couple,
Yeah,
and they work hard too. You see them all over
They
the place.
do.
They work.
they do.
They're all over the place every day. So.
Yeah. So it's a lot. You know what? It's a lot of fun. Are we expecting decent weather this weekend, Pete?
Yes.
Are we hopeful? Okay.
Yes.
Because that's the only thing. When you do an outdoor food fest, you really hope for good weather.
And if you want to do, I hate to say this, but there's also the Downtown Get Down in Chicopee going on this weekend. Same
Okay.
2 days.
Okay.
A lot of music acts over there as
Yeah.
well. So there's a ton. If you want to sample both,
Yeah.
come on over.
I was going to say. I mean, it's and the one the one here starts Friday evening. I mean, you can do Friday. You can go someplace else Saturday or Sunday.
There's no
whatever
lack of
you're-
things to do this weekend.
Absolutely. Well, we always say that about Westfield, especially in the summer. Never a lack of things to do.
Right.
Okay, it is 6:31. You're listening to WSKB 89.5 FM radio for the Westfield masses. We are going to listen to Roland Orzabal and Tears for Fears and Everybody Wants to Rule the World in honor of his birthday.
Welcome to your life.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Discussions of local politics, events, happenings, and miscellany potpourri. That's what you'll find on Ken's Den, Tuesdays from 8 till 10.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 6:36. You're listening to WSKB 89.5 FM, radio for the Westfield masses. My name is Tina Gorman. I'm your Wake Up Wednesday host, and I'm in studio this first hour with producer Pete Coles. Good morning again, Pete.
Good morning.
Second hour, we will be joined by Mary Lou Najalski, the program director at the Westfield Senior Center Council on Aging. And I've invited Mary Lou on because, you know, fall is coming, September right around the corner. We have a slew of new programs, as I like to say, a plethora of new programs coming up this fall. So Mary Lou and I are going to be talking about them. But quite honestly, I've given her an hour, and we were talking about it yesterday. We're not sure we're going to get through everything. We have a...
Tell her to come in early.
Yeah, she is normally my second hour guest comes in at 7:15. I have her coming in at 7 o'clock, so we are doing that. But yeah, lots of good stuff. But
so I see your first sheet. And they stop doing what they're doing. Yes, they stop doing what they're doing, but they're not this year.
Well, they have, because they
have
still
a show scheduled.
They have a show scheduled August 24th and August 31st. That's why I'm doing the announcement. So Pete and I are talking about Downtown Live. Mm-hmm. It's the Friday night concert series. Concerts go from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. and they're right on Elm Street, right in the parking lot behind Mina's Wine and Spirits.
Now, they may affect the acoustic stage on Friday night because they're like right there.
Yes. So that's going to be a little interesting
yes.
because they're kind of right in the middle So we'll see how that goes. This Friday is Whitaker Hill,
And they're a good band, too.
and next Friday is Whiskey Traveler. I love the names of some of these.
Well, Whiskey Traveler's
bands.
performing
How cool.
at the Food Fest,
At the Food
too.
Fest as well?
Yep.
Okay.
2 weeks
so,
in a row downtown, Whiskey Traveler. They're a good band. They're very good.
All right. So this is downtown Westfield, 53 Elm Street. Again, it's Downtown Live. This is a Friday night concert series. It's been going on all summer. I know Patrick and Mimi Berry went to one of them and said it was great fun. You know, they brought their lawn chairs. Bring your lawn chairs.
Yeah, you have to bring
Kind
seating.
of bring your own seating.
That one's sponsored by Artworks.
Yeah. Okay. So this Friday, so 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. So, and you don't have to worry about bringing food because the Food Fest will be going on. So you can just like walk,
You didn't have to
right
all
there.
summer because Clemenza's is right there,
Yep.
and
Yep.
there's a couple other restaurants right downtown.
Exactly. It's perfect. And staying with the musical theme, we are rounding out the Musical Moments concert series at Amelia's Garden, which is the Amelia Park Ice Arena presenting Musical Moments.
Charlie Galvin last night.
Charlie Galvin performed last night, and of course, to close out the season, it's an annual favorite. The Knightsman Band will be performing on August 28th at 6 p.m. Remember, all summer the concerts start at 6:30, but because it is getting darker a little earlier, and the kids are going to get ready to go back to school, so last night's concert and next Tuesday at 6 p.m. New this year, snacks are available for purchase. Bring your lawn chairs and enjoy the beautiful flowers, sunset, and music. And in this case, if it does rain or the weather's not good, the concert is held right inside at the ice arena, so you don't have to worry about that. So plan on this. This is the last. That's when I know that summer's coming to a close. When the Knightsman
Stanley Park
Band
finishes up.
Stanley Park is done. They've been done for a few weeks, but Amelia Park goes right up until the Tuesday before Labor Day, and then it's kind of we transition back into the back to school. So 6 p.m. the Knightsman Band, and I can tell you that they are fabulous. We had them at the Senior Center for our Father's Day concert, and they did it. They just did a great job.
4th of July.
They did the 4th of July. So lots of good stuff. Beth Cardillo, our good friend over at Armbrook Village, asked me to remind folks that we have an Alzheimer's and dementia support group here in Westfield. They meet on the last Wednesday of each month from 6 to 8 p.m. at Armbrook Village, which is located, I want to say, it's 551 North Road, right near where the old Purple Onion used to be, where now 7B's is.
Yep.
So they will be meeting next Wednesday, August 29th. I will do this announcement again next week, but just wanting to give people enough notice. They do serve a light dinner. So if you are a caregiver for someone who has Alzheimer's disease or some other type of dementia, this is just a really terrific group. We've referred from the Council on Aging, we've referred a lot of family members to the support group, have heard nothing but very positive feedback. So just give them a call, 568-0000 if you're planning to attend, just so they can get a count for having enough food for everyone. But again, that'll be next Wednesday, August 29th from 6 to 8 p.m., the Alzheimer's or Dementia Support Group. And I believe if you don't have anyone to care for your loved one, I believe that they will do that. Obviously, they have trained staff there, so just let Beth know. And here's another little doodad for you. So you have to kind of program ahead for this. Saturday, September 8th, so we're already starting into the after Labor Day, is Family Fun Day at the American Inn for Retirement Living, and they are located at 802 College Highway in Southwick. And that's going to go, it's a Saturday, so that's going to go from noon to 3 p.m., featuring free apple pie and ice cream, horse-drawn wagon rides. Sarah the Fiddler will be there. Teaching creatures, burgers, hot dogs, drinks will be for sale, and face painting by Michelle. And they will also have cottage and apartment tours for those who are interested in kind of checking out the American Inn. All are welcome, rain or shine. So that will be Saturday, September 8th. So we'll be making more announcements. And I love the fact that they're calling it Family Fun Day, because even though they're doing it in September, August is National Family Fun Month. And we have lots of ideas for how to celebrate National Family Fun Month coming up. But I think what we'll do is we're going to take our break a little bit early. And as our introduction to Family Fun Month, we're going to play the song "We Are Family" by Sister Sledge. And I think I mentioned this one other time. I actually met one of the sisters, Sledge, Joni Sledge, and Gary and I, Joni and her husband, Chad, and Gary and I all stayed at the same bed and breakfast up in New Hampshire many years ago. I think it was before Grace was born, so that was more than 27 years ago. And we both were friends with the owner of the bed and breakfast.
No kidding.
It was really, and it was really kind of fun. She has since passed away at a very young age. But anyway, this is Sister Sledge. We Are Family. When we come back, we're going to talk about some ways to celebrate National Family Fun Month.
Just like birds of a feather, I won't tell no lie. All of the people around us, they say, can they be that close? Just let me state for the record, we're giving love in a family dose. We are family. Hey, I got all my sisters with me. Just begun to get our share of this world's delight. High hopes we have for the future and our goals in sight. We know we don't get depressed. Here's what we call our golden rule. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. Oh no, this is our family jewel.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Commercial Distributing Company of Westfield. Now in its third generation of family ownership, Commercial is one of the premier beverage distributors of Western Massachusetts. The Plasek family and the staff of Commercial Distributing wishes you good times throughout the year and urges you to drink responsibly. Underwriting for community radio is provided by the YMCA of Greater Westfield. Every day, the YMCA strengthens the community through programs and services focused on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. For all the Y's many programs and services, visit us on the web at www.westfieldymca.org. the YMCA, 67 Court Street in downtown Westfield. We're more than a gym. We're a cause. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Friday mornings is something different on 89.5 FM. It's JP's Talk About Town.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University. This is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 6:48. You're listening to WSKB 89.5 FM, radio for the Westfield masses. My name is Tina Gorman. I'm your Wake Up Wednesday host. I'm in studio this morning with the chairman of the board, Pete Coles. Good morning again, Pete.
Good morning.
So, Pete, August is National Family Fun Month.
Okay.
So we have a few activities, suggested activities that are going to bring the family closer together and help you to treasure the time spent under the sun as we round out the summer with your loved ones. So here are some, most of these I tried to do things that are, kind of either low or no cost. I'll tell you what's not on this list, but I think would be really cool. If you recall, Pete, 3 years ago when we first started community radio, and it was you and Mayor Knappich and me, we had a whole discussion.
You realize it's 04. We're 4 full years in
Is it
now.
4 now? Are we in
Yeah.
our 4th year?
Yes.
Okay. 4. It seems like forever. But anyway, recall that we had a discussion about drive-in movie theaters. Remember that? We were talking
I still
about...
haven't been to Northfield this year.
Neither have I. And so, but that
may
I'm
be
thinking
Sunday's
as
job.
a family fun thing to do,
Yeah.
that would be so fun,
The-
especially for kids who've never been.
The Andelman brothers have a drive-in out in Eastern Mass that they really do cater to the entire family.
And do you know where in Eastern Mass? No, we'll have to look that up
I'm
because that
trying
would
to
really
think of
be
it.
that would be cool. That would be a lot of fun. All right.
Mendon, Mass.
Okay, I don't know where that is. I've
Mendon,
heard of
and
it,
two
but I
screens.
don't know where that is. Wow.
So they have 2 screens there, and they have a beer garden for the adults. They have stuff for
Nice.
kids. They have the full snack bar, and not to promote because they're businessmen, but
yeah.
but they'll open up in the middle of winter for a Star Wars premiere
Really?
Yes.
Oh, how fun. Okay,
because they're
so
big Star Wars fans and they love that.
drive-in movie. There's one idea for your national family. That would be a great field trip. All right, here you go. Play miniature golf. Head out to your local mini golf course or you can create your own. You can find some inexpensive golf clubs and golf balls at the discount store and use household items like boxes, shoes, or stuffed animals to create your own little obstacle course. Use a cup or a mug as the hole and aim for a hole-in-one. So there's a miniature golf. You can either go to your miniature golf or make your own, which I think sounds like a ton of fun. I could see Akinyele Lovelace and Christina and the girls doing almost everything that I'm going to tell you on this list. You can have a fashion show. Have your kids model their new back-to-school clothes or even walk down the runway in their own wacky creations from your closet. Don't forget to turn up the tunes. You have to have music if you're going to have a fashion show. And kids love to do that kind of stuff. You can camp outdoors, and you don't have to have a tent. You can use old sheets and pitch your own tent, build a fire to cook your meals, and read some bedtime stories by the moonlight. Use your imagination. Go visit a local farm. We have a lot of local farms in Western Massachusetts.
Some farms that have wineries too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. The adult part of this. You can spend the day picking berries or produce for that night's dinner. And then afterwards, you can introduce your kids to the farm animals and see if you can get a look inside at how hard your local farmers work. Children love opening their eyes to new surroundings. So go visit one of our local farms. You can attend, this is one of my favorites because we talk about this ad nauseum on this show. You can attend a free outdoor concert. And we have so many here in Westfield. This is the time of year for a plethora of outdoor concerts around town or in nearby cities. Check your local websites and community calendars. Listen to WSKB Talk Radio because we always highlight our free concerts coming up and find out who's playing and where to find them. Turn an everyday chore into an adventure. Meredith Sinclair, a parenting expert and author, said, "Children learn to understand the real world through realistic pretend play. Do you need to clean the house or go grocery shopping? Make a treasure hunt out of your grocery list or Play house in quotation marks while tidying up with your kids to show them that simple tasks can be fun.
See, I like driving 100 miles to get a tank of gas.
You what?
Drive 100 miles, find out what's there, and get my gas and come back.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
I've done that several times.
Absolutely.
I got half a tank. Let's see how far I can go.
Yeah, let's see how far I can go. All right, go on a picnic. Summer is great for packing a lunch and walking to the perfect shady spot. We've got Stanley Park right here in Westfield. It does not get any better than that. Have your kids help you to make the sandwiches and pick out some extra snacks. Then grab your basket and blanket and head out to the backyard or to your local park. You could have a tea party. It's tea time. Pick one lazy afternoon and get dressed in your best after inviting all of your children's cuddly toys to the party. Prepare some tea time treats like cucumber sandwiches to enjoy the summer day. You can have a movie night. Host your own movie night with a movie of your family's choosing. Make the movie screening more exciting by setting up a popcorn bar with lots of tasty toppings and add-ins like butter and chocolate syrup and mini cookies or cereal. Let your kids be the master chefs. You can do a game night. Battle of the families. Invite your brothers, sisters, cousins, parents, anyone you can think of to a night of battling out with board games. Not only will you get to connect with your extended family and play your favorite games, but kids will also be able to learn important life skills like taking turns, good behavior, and following directions. So those are, let's see, is that my top 10? That's my top 10 list of how to celebrate National Family Fun Month in August. And you will note that most of them are either very low cost or no cost. You can just do these things at home. So
one quick plug for tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night is Thursday
at the
night.
Irish Cultural Center.
Yep.
They have a celebrity bartender night.
Okay.
And the celebrity bartender is Bennett Walsh.
Okay.
He'll be doing a fundraiser for the organization that he runs, the Holyoke Soldiers Home.
Oh.
So all tips and proceeds for the Holyoke Soldiers Home for the night at the ICC.
Good to
5:30
know.
to 9, I believe, is or
Good
5:30
to
8.
Gary, are you listening? You know, Gary and I live 5 minutes from the Irish
Yes, I know.
Cultural
I'm
Center.
going over.
Gary was there last week they had the Woodstock thing, the Woodstock tribute band. He said it was phenomenal. It was awesome. And he ended up on, I think,
How's the patio?
Channel 22 News. Good, I guess.
You been over there?
I have. The last time I was at the Irish Cultural Center was in March, and it was like in a sleeting, it was kind of sleeting, but the food was delicious.
Yes.
It was Delaney House.
Yes.
So obviously we were indoors.
Yes.
So, but yeah,
I
they
know
have
the patio wasn't built then, so.
Yeah, right. And then they have they did the Woodstock thing back in the by the pavilion, which is
area?
behind is behind that. So, all right. So a couple more announcements before we get to the top of the hour, and then I know our guest is waiting. She's waiting in the green room, like in the makeup room in the wings. First of all, thank you to Patrick Berry and the Westfield News. They did a front page article on the Senior Citizen Property Tax Work-Off Program.
Saw that.
Applications are now available. So for those of you who are not familiar, the purpose of the tax work-off program is to assist older adults living in the city of Westfield with the payment of residential property tax bills while acknowledging and affirming their skills and abilities and the community's continuing need for their services. So the way this program works is that older adults, you have to be 60 or older, you have to own the house that you're living in or be the spouse of the owner. And what happens is if you meet certain income guidelines, you can apply for this program. We will select 40 volunteers. They will do volunteer work for the city of Westfield over the next 8 months. In return for that volunteer work, they will get $500 deducted off of their taxes next year. Most of the volunteers are working in the public schools with Tina Macy. Pete mentioned Tina Macy and the VIPS program, that is the Volunteers in Public Schools. Tina coordinates that program, so the volunteers are used as greeters. They help out with listening to students practice their reading, especially the young children practice their reading, so we consider them to be reading tutors. And they also work in the libraries and some other special projects and programs that the classroom teachers have going on. Most of the volunteers work in the public schools. That's where our biggest need is. But we also have some volunteers at the animal shelter and in some of the various city departments over at City Hall. So if you are interested in this program, I'm going to give you the income guidelines because that's probably the most important thing, that sometimes people are over income and they don't qualify for the program. If you are in a single household, your gross income, and this includes your Social Security, can be no more than $36,420 a year. For a couple, again, gross income including Social Security, the income limit is $49,380. That changes from year to year. It goes up each year, so these are not the same figures as last year. So perhaps if you didn't make the guideline last year, you might make it this year. So if you are interested in this, if you are interested in getting more information, you need to call me at the Senior Center, 562-6435. The application process is very specific. I will either mail you or you can pick up the application at the Senior Center. It's an entire packet. It's a 3-page application. There are some other forms that have to be signed. There are job descriptions of the various volunteer positions that are available. When you have that all filled out and you need to bring last year's tax return so we can verify your income, you'll schedule an appointment with me. I have a 15-minute interview with each of the applicants, including those who have participated in past years. We do a criminal background check. That's obviously necessary, especially for those working in the schools. And then if you meet all of those qualifications, we do give priority. It's written into the ordinance that priority must be given to those who have never participated in the program before. So if you have participated before, you are welcome to reapply. We have 40 slots available. We have to go to a lottery system if we have more than 40 applicants. If we don't, then anybody who's eligible can certainly participate in the program. So those are the cliff notes, just the general version of how this program works. It's a great program. I consider it to be a win-win. The seniors are getting a maximum of $500 taken off their property taxes, and the city gets some much-needed volunteer work. So what's not to love? And then finally, before we go to our top of the hour break, I want to remind you, last week we had Karen Noblin on the show. Karen is our senior benefits coordinator, and we were talking about the new Medicare cards that are coming out. We've really been trying to do a blitz on this. Again, thank you to Patrick Berry in the Westfield News and Lori Sapalik, who did a story about the new Medicare cards a couple of weeks ago in the paper. Folks in Westfield are getting their cards. Massachusetts is in the process of transitioning from the old to the new Medicare cards. Remember that if you are concerned about whether or not the card is legitimate, if you'd like to just bring the envelope and the card down to the Senior Center, we can check that out for you just to make sure. And what you're going to want to do is shred your old card. Again, if you don't have a shredder, bring the new and the old down to the Senior Center. We can shred your old card for you. You want to begin using your new card as soon as possible, because the main reason why they've gone through the transition is because the old Medicare cards had your Social Security number on them. And that kind of left you open for scammers and things like that. So the federal government is in the process of transitioning, and the numbers on the cards, the new cards are, random numbers, just kind of like our driver's license. So really important to know that, but we do want to get that word out for people to expect the cards coming. They're coming any day. We think that they seem to be doing it in alphabetical order within the state. So we've already had, people, the beginning of the alphabet, those people seem to have gotten their new Medicare card. So just a reminder to expect that in the mail. All right, that's a lot of information, but we have a lot more information coming up. Second hour, Mary Lou Najalski, our program director at the Senior Center, will be joining us. But in the meantime, we're going to listen to our friend Aretha Franklin and our weekly theme song, Respect.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Noble Hospital, a brand new name for a Westfield institution which is improving the health of our community every day with quality and compassion. Noble Hospital and Bay State Health, better together. WSKB's programming is generously underwritten by Whip City Fiber, Westfield Gas and Electric, where they offer gigabit internet speed. Whip City Fiber, turning Westfield's neighborhoods into fiberhoods. On the web at whipcityfiber.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Friday mornings is something different on 89.5 FM. It's JP's Talk About Town.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 7:05. You're listening to WSKB 89.5 FM radio for the Westfield masses. It is Wednesday, August 22nd, which means that we're rounding out the summer. We're getting ready to transition into fall.
The kids are home booing right now.
The kids are home booing. Pete, do you that voice that you hear is Pete Coles, chairman of the board, our producer, Pete. Do you know when the first day of school is?
September the 5th, so it'll be Tuesday after Labor Day.
Oh, so they're not starting till after Labor Day.
Correct.
Okay, good enough. So they have a couple more weeks. They can relax.
That's
a
also
little bit.
primary day too, so it's going to be busy.
It is, yes. We're well aware of primary day at the senior center because we are a polling station, and we were trying to figure out how the heck we're going to get this set up, because normally they set up everything the day before, but of course the day before is Labor Day.
Right.
And the Friday before, they wanted to come, and we said, no, we have bingo on Friday afternoons, so you can't come until later, and the guys leave. So they'll be setting up early on primary day. So
fun.
Tina will be there very, very early in the morning so they can get everything set up.
So you'll get to listen to all of Wow, It's Tuesday.
Yeah, and then some. Well, I already do listen to Wow It's Tuesday, but I listen to Wow It's Tuesday when I get out of bed and I'm doing my exercises. Now It's like, that's gonna the exercises are gonna have to wait, because I'm gonna have to be at the senior center really early. But anyway, and my guest this hour is Mary Lou Najalski. Speaking of things going on at the senior center, Mary Lou is our program director at the senior center / Council on Aging. So welcome, Mary Lou.
Good morning. Thank you.
You're welcome. We get Mary Lou back here, a couple times a year. So I thought this would be a great time to bring you back here, because the summer's kind of a quieter time at the senior center.
Is.
We don't do a whole lot of, we throw in a couple of special programs. And of course, a lot of our facilitators and leaders and instructors take some time off over the summer.
Absolutely.
So it has certainly been quieter than it normally would be. But it also gives us an opportunity, the staff, and in particular, Mary Lou and her sidekick, Agnes Fleming, our activities assistant, the quiet, shy, and reserved, I like to say, Agnes Fleming.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of gives us some time over the summer to gear up for the fall, and when everyone comes back, and the Do-Re-Mi singers will be back, and all of those people that took some time off, and our fitness instructors and so forth. So welcome, Mary Lou. So let's talk about, before we jump into our fall programming, because we do have a lot going on in September and October. We're going to get into the next couple of months. But we do have a few things going on actually this week and next week. So I wanted to give you that opportunity to talk about the all-call fitness class, as well as our special Let's Make a Deal and Eat Watermelon party that we're having tomorrow. So let's start with the all-call fitness class. What you got for us?
Excuse me. Okay, so all-call actually started yesterday. And all-call is with our mail call instructor. His name is Greg Hannum. He has started a mail call program that has gone very well and grown. So we thought that over the next couple of weeks, we would do a Tuesday and Thursday class for ladies and gentlemen, not just the gentlemen.
Yeah, this is co-ed.
Co-ed, exactly. Yeah. So we did have one brave soul yesterday.
One female?
Yep, one female, and she was ready to go. And we had a few of our regular guys that came out, but the program is going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 10, and it's a $5 pay-as-you-go class.
Yep.
So
just 3 more classes, right?
Only 3,
tomorrow,
exactly,
and then
right.
next week, Tuesday and Thursday. We kind of
Correct.
did this as the in between because we're in between our regular fitness sessions right now. So there's not a lot going on in the fitness room, and we just
Right.
wanted to offer something to everybody. And this is really all levels, right, Mary Lou? And they
Yes,
do use
absolutely.
chairs. So
we set up the chairs ahead of time. They use the some of the exercises are done in the chair. Some of the guys and ladies will need to hold on to the chair. Some will not, depending on what exercise they're doing. But it's all up to them. So Greg really has thought out and has been in tune with his class because he started out pretty low key, and they're like, okay, come on, we need more things to do here.
that was for the male call class.
yeah,
That's
for
the
the
all,
male
we
call.
call it MALE call, male call class. And Greg started that all male class when, like in February, I want to say.
believe it was
Yeah, so that's
February, yeah.
probably been about 6 months now.
Yeah.
And just so to let our listeners know, Greg is a recent graduate from Westfield State University from the Movement Science program here. Mary Lou and I kind of came up with this idea to have an all male fitness class back 6 or 8 months ago, and it has grown. It's grown not only in number, right, Mary Lou, but also in the number of times they meet.
Exactly. It was once a week. We did once a week for quite a while. And then the guys came to us and said, how come the girls always have twice a week in their classes? Chair yoga, keep it moving, things like that. They're like, well, how come we're not coming twice a week? And we said, well, we're not really sure about that. So I guess you are coming twice a week.
Yep.
Greg was more than happy to do that. And he has, I would say, a good 12 12 regulars.
Very consistent regulars.
Some others come and go, but it's also been over the summer recently.
Yep.
So, vacations and things like that. So, but his program's been pretty strong. And like I said, he started out pretty slow and he wanted to, get a feel for the guys and what they could do. And he has ramped it up quite a bit.
He has. The other thing that folks should know, though, I think, too, Mary Lou, with any of the fitness classes, it really is at your own level. So, for instance, they use hand weights. We have everything from 1 to 5 pound hand weights. So, it's not like you have to feel like, oh, my goodness, if I can't lift, 5 pounds in each hand, I can't do this class. No, then you use the 3 or the 2 or the 1 or none. If and I think the way Greg teaches it is that as you're feeling more comfortable and as you get in better shape, because the men, the guys have been saying they're getting in better shape they go along. So the all call class was our way of sort of saying, because we did have a lot of women that were interested in the class, and we said, no, we're sorry, it's male call, it's men only.
Correct.
But this is their opportunity, and it's our opportunity to see if this is something that we might want to offer. So we're kind of doing it as a pilot.
Right.
4 classes. We had the first one yesterday. So it's, as Mary Lou said, it's Tuesday and Thursday. So it's tomorrow and then next Tuesday and Thursday.
Correct.
9 to 10, right?
Yes, 9 to 10.
$5 pay as you go.
Right.
And the only thing you need to know if you have not done fitness classes with us before is we have a release of liability form that has to be signed.
Correct.
And you do need to change your shoes.
Right.
We don't allow whatever you came in through the parking lot, especially on a day like this. We don't want those shoes in our fitness room. We have, because we do have some of our other classes, our yoga classes, they do barefoot.
Right.
So
exactly.
we keep the floor and honestly, just for the building, just for that flooring, we just want to keep it really nice. So you do have to bring a change of shoes.
Right.
Some of them even use like the socks with the sticky stuff
Exactly.
on, the grippy stuff, not sticky, but grippy stuff on the bottom. That's fine as well, depending on what you're doing.
Exactly. That's what I was just going to say, that you can wear your socks if you're comfortable with that.
Yep.
If you forgot your shoes or whatever, you can definitely wear your socks, or if that's what you're comfortable in, that's fine too. But yeah, I think it's a really, it's a fun time in there. You can tell I go by, and the guys are always okay. So it's all calls. So does that mean, Mary Lou, you're coming into class?
There you go.
So I believe I'm taking class next week because tomorrow is not really going to work because it's a party day, which is what we're going to talk about next.
We do have a party coming up.
So tomorrow really isn't going to be a great day for me to go in and exercise. But next Tuesday, I believe.
Okay, and I just wanted,
there.
I'm going to tell you right now, Mary Lou, just be prepared because I took photos of this class when I was putting together together the piece for the business and industry edition of the Westfield News, and so I wanted to get some photos of the mail call class. They sweat in there.
Believe me,
they work and they sweat, and this is not a class for wimps.
it's not. I have gone into the male fitness, so I'm sure that the call will be, just as, I don't know the right word, but
I don't want to use the word rigorous, but again, it's whatever you put into it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So
all right.
they
And
were
also,
great.
ladies, just so you know, Greg is young and handsome, very easy on the eyes. I mean, if I were going to have a fitness instructor,
Yep.
he's good looking guy, and
Yes.
just a really nice person. Okay,
is a great
that's
guy.
all calls. So that's this week and next week. But you also mentioned we have a party coming up tomorrow.
We do. We have a Let's Make a Deal and Eat Watermelon party. And I have to say, watermelon is my favorite part of summer.
There you go.
So it is tomorrow. The fun begins at 11. Our game show hosts are Sandra Fisher, who is our kitchen assistant, and Jason Phillips, who has been our intern from Westfield State over the summer.
The Panda.
The Panda. Yes, he also
Yes.
hosts. He's also a WSKB radio host.
Yes, he is.
He does a sports show.
Yep. And Jason has been with us doing all kinds of things over the summer, which we can talk about later. But so we're encouraging folks to wear their pink and green. We do have tickets still on sale until lunchtime today. Right after lunch, we're going to shut down the sales.
We're reaching max on the ticket sale. So if you're
We
interested
are.
in this, you need to get your ticket this morning.
Yeah.
We will give one final, go round for anybody leaving lunch today, as if we don't sell out before then, which
Right.
we may. We don't have
Right.
that many left.
We do not.
It's just the regular $3 lunch price.
It is.
because we don't have entertainment this time, so
Right.
it's not like we had had to factor in that cost. But you do have to have your ticket in advance. We're not selling any tickets tomorrow at the
No
door.
tickets tomorrow.
Nope.
Exactly. So, so we're looking forward to a fun time. I mean, it starts at 11 as always, as our parties do. I'm sure that Sandra and Jason have lots of tricks up their sleeve.
Right, so people need to know, though, Mary Lou, if you're participating in this event, you have to come prepared. So tell them
Correct.
about that.
Well, let's make a deal. If you remember, quite a while ago, it used to be, on TV.
Oh, it's still on TV.
It's still on
Oh,
TV.
I'm sorry.
It's a
Behind
bit
the
of
times.
No, I know.
Wayne, what's his name from?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You
Is
are
hosting
right.
it
Well,
now.
that's why Sandra got the
Sorry.
idea, but that's okay because
Okay.
I haven't seen it in a million years, and I think a lot of
either.
the seniors haven't either. But that's
Right.
okay.
So my suggestion to anybody that's coming tomorrow is anything that you wouldn't normally put in your purse, put it in your purse.
Yeah.
Because you just might say, okay, so how many of you have a paper clip in your purse? How many of you have...
Or a backpack, or your
A
pockets
backpack.
if you're a guy.
Exactly.
You can bring a
Right.
little backpack if you're a guy.
Yep. So then, that will be, let's say, a large number of folks that have a paper clip. And then they'll dwindle down. Okay, so out of all of you that have a paper clip, how many of you have a red pen? And they go down, 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 and figure out then who
Has the most items that have been
Correct.
So that'll be contestant number 1, and then they have some
Right.
other methods for contestants 2 and 3.
Yep.
And you'll win prizes, and you'll have choices. Do you want this prize that's wrapped up and you don't know what it is, or do you want to trade it for what's on the under the
Yeah.
box on the stage?
Yeah.
We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I think it's
I
gonna be a
think
great
it-
time. And of
I
course,
think
we're gonna
it
eat a
will
lot
be.
of watermelon too
That's
for
right.
dessert.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So I believe we're having a burger.
Yep.
And some
Cheeseburgers.
potato salad,
Yep.
baked beans, and of course watermelon. And I think you get a little sherbet to go
Yes,
with the watermelon.
yes, you do. So it's going to be a great time.
Yep, it is.
A lot of fun.
So, and the watermelon is all ready to go because our friend Vinny came in yesterday and cut up some watermelon
I
for
understand
us.
that our kitchen manager Joanne Spears' dad Vinny is our one of our key volunteers, and he was busy in there yesterday cutting up watermelon. Okay, so that's just like tomorrow and next week. But we're going to start getting into some of the fall programming, but we need to take a break. It is 7:18. You're listening to WSKB 89.5 FM radio for the Westfield masses. This is my other Aretha Franklin, one of my all-time favorites, Think.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Comcast and Xfinity.com, offering Xfinity TV, Internet, home phone, and home security services. Information on all that Xfinity has to offer in the Westfield area is available online at Xfinity.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Thursday morning from 6 till 8, it's Patrick Berry, owner of the Westfield News Group,
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 7:22. You're listening to WSKB 89.5 FM, radio for the Westfield masses. It is Wednesday, August 22nd. My name is Tina Gorman. I'm your Wake Up Wednesday host. I'm in studio this morning with the chairman of the board, producer Pete Coles. Good morning again, Pete.
Good morning.
And our special guest this second hour is Mary Lou Najalski, our program director at the Westfield Senior Center. Welcome again, Mary Lou.
Good morning.
All right, so we are transitioning into, we've talked about what's going on this week and next week. We have lots of stuff coming on this fall. Where would you like to start?
Well, I think we should start with today.
Okay, go for it.
Since we have fitness registration very shortly, I'm sure that our fitness ladies and gentlemen are waking up and almost arriving at the senior center because we have fitness registration today at 10 o'clock.
Yep.
The way that we do it is you get a number, and then you sit at the tables, and we call by tables, and everybody gets their turn to come and sign up for class. These classes are the September and October classes.
Gotcha.
And so these are the classes where they're all $20, and you get 10 classes, so it's $2 a class.
Mm-hmm.
And the classes are chair yoga, keep it moving, and Tai Chi. So we have three different classes of chair yoga, the keep it moving, and the Tai Chi. All of these classes are 2 days a week, either Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday.
You should mention too, Mary Lou, that Tai Chi is, we have both beginner as well as progressive Tai Chi.
Correct. Yes, we do have two
levels of Tai Chi, because we just, some people were saying if they've done it for a while, it's very different than if you're just first learning it. So that, we've done that as well.
Yep.
And those classes are all taught by YMCA instructors. We have a partnership with our local YMCA here in Westfield. So all certified instructors.
Yep.
And then just to let people know too, Mary Lou, about our other classes, we mentioned the mail call class. There are some other classes that are pay as you go.
Yep.
So those are classes that the students, the older adult students, pay the instructor directly. They don't have to sign up in advance for those. So our regular yoga classes and our mail call and our line dancing, some of those other classes, and all that's in our newsletter and in our we have a little flyer.
Sheet, there's a flyer at the front desk, so you can come and pick that up anytime. It lists all the classes, the days, the times, when the signups are, which obviously are today.
Yep.
So it's usually pretty fast paced. Once we start at 10 o'clock, classes fill up pretty quick. We get people, right through the line as quick as we possibly can. Myself and Agnes are the ones, signing folks up. We give you a receipt because just so that people know, the receipts can be turned into your insurance companies, and they will give you, I believe it's up to $150 back. So basically you could take your classes for free.
Yeah, you just have to get that.
Yep,
to
you just
process
have to
whatever
get it.
the paperwork is with your insurance company.
Exactly. There's usually a form, and you send them a copy of your receipts.
Yeah, perfect.
So,
I do need
that's
to
great.
announce that, unfortunately, and this is breaking news even for Mary Lou, but we're going to have to at least postpone our Zumba class us, our instructor tore her meniscus.
Ouch.
And is possibly looking at surgery. So
dear.
she had taken the month of August off, Lori Russo, and was planning to come back in September.
Yes.
And I have to quickly try to change that in the newsletter before it comes out. So
Okay.
no Zumba. We'll see what we can figure out. Mary Lou and I will be working on that, but at least for the time being,
Okay.
that can't do that right now. We'll stay
All right.
tuned.
Yep, we'll start working
What
on
else you
that.
got for us?
All right. Well, a program that our fingers are crossed that we are hoping will be returning is Weight Watchers. The registration for Weight Watchers, the registration meetings is September 12th. The meetings are 12:30 to 1:30. You get 12 meetings for $156.
Okay.
So you have to pay up front. And everybody will pay that day on September 12th. Our Weight Watcher instructor, her name is Pat. She said that things are a little different now that everything is digital. So folks do not have to pay me up front this time. She wants to collect the checks that day. I do have names and phone numbers of everyone that has expressed interest. I'll be calling and making reminder phone calls. And we need a minimum of 15 folks to start this program.
Yeah.
So fingers are crossed. We do have 15 at the moment, but we always know that things come up. So I try to have somewhere 17 or 18 ladies or gentlemen that are interested, just as a little safety net. So feel free to give me a call, give me your name and phone number. And like I said, those classes, registration, everyone needs to come to registration so that they can pay. We can be sure that we have at least 15, and then we go from there. If we don't have 15, then unfortunately we can't
run it.
We
Mary
can't
Lou,
run
just
the class.
maybe for people who are not familiar with, they've obviously we've all heard of Weight Watchers, but what happens they meet weekly. So what happens? It's an hour. What happens during that hour?
Okay. Well, the first half hour that they're open is you can come and weigh in.
Okay.
So that's just weigh in and folks are talking and chatting and things like that. And then the actual meeting itself is only a half hour long.
Okay.
And so that's when there's a specific topic. You get a flyer for the week. Sometimes the instructor is talking about the topic in the flyer. Sometimes what happens is folks are saying, well, I'm having trouble with this or I'm having trouble with that. If I eat one more egg that is free and 0 points, I'm going to scream. So I need some other breakfast ideas. Please help me out. And then the group kind of, helps out.
Sort of brainstorm a little bit.
Exactly.
Okay.
So different things like that. And the time goes by really quickly. And like I said, it's only a half hour. It's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of encouragement.
Sounds like as much of a support group as anything.
It is. I do really think that it is. I think that sometimes they share recipes, and different Weight Watcher leaders do different things. I mean, occasionally they will say, let's all bring in a recipe, let's share.
Oh, okay.
And you're not bringing in the actual food, but you're bringing in the recipe and they exchange. So different things like that. And it's kind of all new and different. You certainly can do it on paper. You can keep track of your points on paper, but they do have, of course, an app for your smartphone. And that app has a barcode scanner, so you can be in the grocery store and say, well, I think I want those cookies. Oh, no, I know I don't want those cookies because they're, 12 points a piece. And your
So
daily
it's all kind of
allotment
based
is
on
26.
a point system.
It is.
So what you're ingesting is so many
Exactly.
points. And can I just ask you, not having ever done this before, but for the weigh-in part of it, I just want to make it clear to people. So that's not like it's being announced to the world.
Absolutely
So
not.
how does that work, Mary Lou?
Absolutely not. You come in, you can take your shoes off, you can take your shoes on. As a Weight Watcher myself, I can tell you I wear the same exact clothes every single week.
There you go.
Because then I know that, I'm starting
you're
at
consistent
0.
with, right.
So you stand on the scale, you have a little booklet. The ladies very quietly say, you did a great job, or, well, maybe you stayed the same, or were you expecting a little bit of a weight gain?
Okay.
Because they'll help you.
So it's just really
a little
you
bit.
and the instructor.
Absolutely. It's definitely
okay.
not public.
Yeah, I don't want people to think it's like the Biggest Loser show or there's some
Absolutely
big
not.
scale and we're announcing it to the world.
No,
it's
absolutely
very private.
not. Very private. And
Okay.
then they do have the scale kind of offset, so it's not right in front of everybody.
Yeah.
You go ahead, you weigh in, and then you go and sit over, and
Chat with
chat with
others.
your friends, and then the meeting
Okay.
gets started
All
after
right.
a little while.
Okay, so if people are interested
So-
in, or if they have questions, or they would like to sign up, they would call you,
Yep.
Mary Lou, right?
Yep,
Is
absolutely.
taking- and
Yep,
the
I
phone,
have-
the phone
it's-
number at the Senior Center is 562-6435.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
So we're all set with that.
All right, you know what? Before we get on to the next one, it's 7:31, so we're going to take a short break. This song, Mary Lou, is just for you.
Oh.
Hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart, sweet Mary Lou. I'm so in love with you. I do, Mary Lou. We never part. So hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart. Pass me by one sunny day. Flash those big brown eyes my way, and ooh, I wanted you forevermore. Now I'm not one that gets around. Swear my feet stuck to the ground, and though I never did meet you before, I said hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart, sweet Mary Lou. I'm so in love with you. I do, Mary Lou. We never part. So hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart. I saw your lips, I heard your voice. Believe me, I just had no choice. Wild horses couldn't make me stay away. I thought about a moonlit night, arms around you good and tight. That's all I had to see for me to say. Hey, hey, hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart, sweet Mary Lou. I'm so in love with you. I knew Mary Lou. We never part. So hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart. So hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart. Yes, hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley, with convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut. Visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
He rules the roost on Thursday from 6 till 10. It's Patrick Berry.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 7:34. You're listening to WSKB 89.5 FM radio for the Westfield masses. We just mentioned Patrick Berry and the Westfield News Radio Show. Patrick's guest tomorrow will be Rick Sullivan. So tune into that from 6 to 8. My name is Tina Gorman. I'm your Wake Up Wednesday host. I'm in studio this morning with producer Pete Coles. Good morning again, Pete.
Good morning.
And our program director at the Westfield Senior Center, Mary Lou Najalski. Again, welcome, Mary Lou.
Good morning.
All right. So what else do we have coming up at the Senior Center this fall?
Well, I was just thinking on the break that we need to spend a lot less time on each topic because we're not getting
I'm looking at
through
all these
of
pages.
these.
It's got like 6
Exactly.
pages of stuff. Okay. What do we
Right.
have?
So, home evaluations.
Yep.
A program that is near and dear to your heart.
It is.
The Occupational Therapy Department at Springfield College is offering a checkout of your home, I will call it, and to give you a free evaluation. So you're going to call Tina and sign up and see if we can schedule that up. So it's a way for folks to get some helpful hints on how to stay and continue to be independent in their home.
Right. Independent and safe. And Fran Aguda and I, for years, have been working on this program with Joan Simmons, Dr. Joan Simmons over at Springfield College, who teaches in the Occupational Therapy Department. The way the program works is that Joni will send teams of students. So there will be a pair of students that are assigned to either an older adult or it's a couple. We've had a lot of couples that have done this. The students will meet with the individual or the couple and just kind of talk about their general lifestyle in their home, and then they'll go room to room and they'll kind of look at things. They'll say, "Gee, you really it seems like you need a grab bar over here. You got a scatter rug here. That's probably not so safe. Gee, you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub. We would recommend." So basically what they'll do is they'll do a very detailed view of room to room, and then they will write up a report. That report goes to Professor Simmons, to Dr. Simmons. She'll review it. And in the report, they'll talk about their recommendations, why they're recommending it. And if they do have anything that needs to be purchased, they will put in the report. They give you a chart of where you can get things, whether it's online, whether it's some things are inexpensive. Walmart, Rockies. It may be that you just need grippies on the bottom of your bathtub because you don't have anything, or the strips or whatever. So they will not only tell you where to get it, they'll tell you how much it costs. What I love about this program, Mary Lou, is that they will be doing the home visits during the month of September, getting the reports in. And so people, how we get to Christmas time and your family say, "What do you want?" Well, here's the list, because in a lot of cases, the items are right there. And for families who like to shop online, the students are really big on giving us some online suggestions. So if you're interested in that, we only have a limited number of slots for here in Westfield, because they work with the senior centers all over the lower Pioneer Valley. You can either ask for Fran Aguda or for myself, and again, that number is 562-6435.
So that's a very interesting program, and I think lots of seniors can benefit from that.
Yeah, we've already had a ton of seniors that have done it over the year. I think we're in our 10th year doing this. So
it's fabulous.
Yeah.
So we are getting ready to have Sarah the Fiddler back with us.
Yes.
Sarah will be with us on Sunday, September 23rd from 2 to 3:30. Tickets go on sale next Tuesday, August 29th at 9 o'clock. So somehow I feel like there might be a little bit of a line that morning, but we'll get the tickets sold as quickly as we can. Tickets are $5. So come and listen to Sarah. And then, of course, you'll get to go home with an ice cream sundae.
Yeah. Sending everybody home with an ice cream sundae to go.
Yep. I think my favorite, two of my favorite parts, of course, listening to Sarah is always great. And, the folks that she brings with her. So the concert's always great. But then I love, just like at the Father's Day concert, we, give them their sundae on the way out the door. And lots of them choose to sit on the benches.
Yep.
And, just continue to chat and talk about the concert, have a little bit more, conversation. And then when they're done with their Sunday, then they actually go home and leave. So
it's a great time. This is a fundraiser for the Friends Group. I also want to shout out to the Kiwanis Club, because they are sponsoring this for us in order for the Friends Group to make some money off of this event. So, and again, it's a Sunday afternoon. The Friends Group has committed to doing a couple of fundraisers during the year that are on the weekends in the afternoon. So we did the lip sync battle back in March, and we will be doing preparations for lip sync number 2. And then, of course, the Sarah the Fiddler concert. So that's coming up on September 23rd. 2 o'clock on Sunday. And as Mary Lou said, the tickets go on sale next Tuesday, which is August 28th at 9 o'clock. You can get up to 4 tickets.
Right.
So, if you want a block of 8, drag your spouse along, and you can get 4 and he or she can get 4.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right. What else do we have coming up?
One of the next classes that we're offering is meal prep for one on a budget.
Oh, that sounds good.
It does. So I think it will be interesting. I think that a lot of our nutritional classes, they're very well attended. The girls give some great ideas, and they also, you get to taste test because they're always preparing something along with the lesson. So, but this time you're going to learn best practices. I'm just reading from this. Best practices for creating a grocery game plan, shopping smart, preparing easy, healthy meals for one or two, utilizing creative recipes. So
Sounds like a winner.
Yep. The classes will be on Friday mornings in September, and the classes are 9:45 to 10:45. They are free, but advance registration is required. So I will have a form waiting at the front desk, and folks will give their name and phone number. As always, they can sign up and take a great class.
And information for all of the programs that Mary Lou is mentioning this morning will be in the September newsletter, and that, of course, hits the streets this Saturday as an insert into the Westfield News, and then on Monday morning it will be available at the Senior Center, and then our wonderful volunteer Barbara Coleman will be getting them out to all the local pharmacies and doctors' offices and, you know, the hospital and so forth. We try to get the newsletters distributed throughout the center, throughout the city. It's also available online. It'll be available on Monday morning on the city website. So if you go into the city website and go under departments, Council on Aging, just click that on, and you'll see a little little link for the September newsletter. So you just want to click that on. So everything that we're talking about will be in the newsletter. All right, what else? So we have meal preparation for one on a budget.
We do.
Again, you have to sign up for that. No charge. But a lot of those kinds of programs that we offer, and I think one of the other ones that you're going to be talking about, Mary Lou, those are grant-funded programs. So so the materials are all free of charge, but there is a limit, because we can only accommodate so many. So, all right, what else you got?
Correct. One that I don't want to forget, because I think it's going to be a big deal. And it was at the bottom of my pile,
okay.
but I'm
you can
kind
shift
of
things around to wherever. What you got?
Steve Henderson.
Yes, let's talk. You know what? I'm the reason I put it at the bottom of your pile. Steve Henderson is my guest next week.
Right. So I'll be really quick about it.
That's okay. But just mention it.
Yep. Steve and a senior center cast will be performing a show called A Hometown Gallery. So he would like folks to come to the senior center to find out about the program. I will, I'm sure he's going to tell you every little bit about it next week.
Oh my God, he's going to be so entertaining. Steve is a local actor. He's started a program called Senior Theater. He's done this at other centers. I actually went to a training that he did at one of the state conferences last year, and he had me totally hooked. I mean, he had. The funny thing is Steve is local. He lives in Westfield. I can't tell you how many directors from the eastern part of the state are so jealous because they were like, well, we want to do this program, but we want him to do it. But of course, he can't travel 2 hours to do it.
Right.
And so he'll be starting a senior theater.
He is. It starts September 6th is when the first, I'm going to say rehearsal because I don't want to say tryouts because he's going to include everyone.
No auditions. No auditions. But it's casting. That's why I think I use it's cast.
Yep.
It'll be an informational and casting session.
Correct.
But as Steve said, anybody who wants to participate, he will find a spot for you.
Correct. So it's September 6th at 1 o'clock. So I'll let him talk a lot more about it next week, but just kind of mark your calendar if you have, the acting bug or you think you just might kind of sort of want to. I think you should come.
Or if it's something that you you always thought maybe I'd like to try that, but I'm scared. Don't be scared. Steve is like the perfect person to draw you into this.
Absolutely.
So it'll be, as much as anything, it'll just be a lot of fun.
It will. So back to what's coming up a little bit sooner. My Life, My Health.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
It's a big workshop that's coming up. It's going to be Thursdays in September and October, a couple in October as well. It's going to be 9:30 to 11:30. We only have 2 slots left. I kind of want to put a little asterisk there before we talk about it. So if you are interested, only 2 slots left. So the program, and again, I'm going to read from it because sometimes it's just easier to do that and then we can talk about it. This unique program is designed for older adults who struggle daily with chronic conditions such as heart disease, arthritis, diabetes, asthma, cancer, fibromyalgia, Parkinson's disease, and others. So the workshop participants will learn how to manage all aspects of their chronic conditions, including how to eat well, control pain, begin and maintain an exercise program, manage stress, and increase energy levels. I just think it sounds fabulous. Just those two little things that I read just sounds like, I think the folks that have signed up and the 2 slots that are left, I think it's going to be very interesting, very informative workshop for them.
Yeah, we've actually offered this workshop before. We haven't offered it now for several years, but we offered it when we were in the old senior center. We capped out with this. I had a waiting list for this, and it was the trainers that do this are very experienced, and it is a fabulous program. This is a grant-funded program, and I believe that it was actually started out in California, this particular model, and it's been brought to Massachusetts, and so all of the materials for this are free. Again, this was kind of a big grant-funded program, and the grant is through Highland Valley Elder Services, so the trainers are actually coming down from Highland Valley. So, as Mary Lou said, we've been doing signups now for over a month because we had this in the August newsletter. We have a limited number of seats available. Mary Lou double checked with everybody who had signed up previously just to make sure are you really doing, because it is a big commitment. It's 6 weeks and they meet from 9 to 11:30, so it's 2.5 hours. There is a little break there. You don't have to worry about that. There's a bathroom break and so forth. But again, a lot of support going on among the members of this group as well. So as Mary Lou said, we have 2 slots left. That's it. So if you're interested, I suggest you call us today. Again, Mary Lou's the person you want to ask for if she's busy, which she often is. She's running around, but just leave a message and let her know that you want to sign up for the My Life, My Health series.
Absolutely. And though it is summer, we do have to start thinking about change of seasons. Flu shots at the senior center will be Tuesday, October 2nd and Wednesday, October 3rd, 1:30 to 3:30. So we need to have folks sign up in advance, as always. So again, names and phone numbers. And then you bring your insurance card to the appointment. And then we're good to go.
Right. That's actually through the city health department. So you do have to be a resident of Westfield for this. It's a free flu shot. You have to be 60 and older and a resident of Westfield, as Mary Lou said. This will all, again, don't call us yet for this one. The signups will start after the newsletter comes out this week. And so we'll start taking signups for that next week. But we are looking at the flu shots. It is 7:48. You're listening to WSKB 89.5 FM radio for the Westfield Masses. We're going to take our final break, and when we come back, we'll keep going with some of the programs coming up.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com.
Underwriting for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Wednesday mornings from 6 till 8, it's Tina Gorman with Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 7:53. You're listening to WSKB 89.5 FM radio for the Westfield masses. My name is Tina Gorman. I'm in studio with producer Pete Coles. Good morning again, Pete.
Good morning.
And our guest this morning is Mary Lou Najolski, program director over at the Westfield Senior Center. Good morning again, Mary Lou.
Good morning.
So we have been going through this whole laundry list of upcoming programs, but we're not done. What else do we have coming up at the Senior Center?
We are going to be busy for the next couple of months, as always, which is fun. We have a movement improvement exercise class that's going to be offered by the students from here at Westfield State University, majoring in movement science. Again, all of these programs that we talk about, the signups will be, I'll have signup sheets ready for Monday morning. Yep. So let's get the newsletter out first and get our party over with also.
Right. This is just a little preview.
Exactly.
This is a sneak preview.
Yep. So this class is going to be Wednesdays from 10:30 to 11. And again, no charge, which is pretty exciting, but the signups are necessary. So they're going to be in October, November, and December. So twice a month.
Yep. Just to let people know, this is sort of the lab of this class. It's a particular class that the movement science students take on working with older adults, exercise for older adults. We used to run this program at the old Senior Center. It was pretty much the only fitness class that we could run because we just didn't have the space. And we had to put it on hold while we got our own fitness classes going because it's hard to coordinate the time that the class meets. So the class will be free, but it will only meet every other week. So the students will be, this is kind of their lab every other week, and then on the off weeks they're in the classroom with Dr. Rohde. Melissa Rohde's the one who coordinates this, and it's a great program. As Mary Lou said, we will have signups starting next week, and that's just going to be, there's no charge for this, but you will have to call in advance to register. So those classes are going to meet twice in October, twice in November, and twice in December. And one of the things that the students lead them, Dr. Rohde will be there. The students rotate leading the class, and one of the requirements that Dr. Rohde has is that the students give you handouts, so the participants will have some handouts and reminders of some of the exercises they're learning, and it'll be a smattering of stretching and cardiovascular and balance, and it's a great class, and the students are wonderful. And the students that are not teaching that day will actually be helping they'll spread themselves out and so there's a lot of one-on-one. So for those who, are really haven't done any exercise in a long time, this is a great opportunity. So we call it our movement improvement exercise class.
I like it. Sounds very interesting. So the next thing is driver's license and ID confusion. So mark your calendars. It's going to be Wednesday, October 10th at 1:30. Because I know there's lots of confusion around, do I get the standard ID? Do I get a real ID? How do I renew my driver's license? So There are no advanced signups for this one.
No, this one is and we're actually partnering with the Athenaeum for this program. We're getting Michelle Alex from the Department of Transportation out here to explain the new Real ID. It is different now. When you go to renew your license, there's a lot more involved. People have a lot of questions. My staff had a lot of questions. West Springfield did a training for the community, and we are doing that as well. So Michelle's going to be doing the training at the Senior Center on October 10th at 1:30, and then she will be at the Athenaeum, I believe, at 4 o'clock. So she'll be doing 2 trainings because she's coming out from Boston. So we're just giving people plenty of notice. It's October 10th. The more people, the better, because we just feel like this is information that needs to get out to the community at large.
Yep. And 2 last quick things, because I know we're very close. Mark your calendar for Run Stanley, because we're going to have a senior stroll team this year for Run Stanley.
Yes, we are.
So Run Stanley is going to be on Sunday, October 14th at 11:15. And of course, you're going to call me and give me your name and phone number.
Yep.
And we'll go through how you're going to sign up. It is a $15 charge to sign up for this one, but it's going to be a fun day.
It'll be a fun day. You get a T-shirt. So if you sign up by September 28th, you'll get a Run Stanley T-shirt.
Yep.
This is truly a family event, but this is to raise when the Run Stanley was started years ago, and we'll have Vanessa Diana and Hillary McEwen from Stanley Park on here. Vanessa's been coordinating this effort for years, and she chairs the committee, the Run Stanley committee. So they're going to come on sometime in September to do the radio show, so we'll talk a lot more about this, but it's to raise some funding for the park. Again, this is not a city park. We'll talk about the fact that it's not a city park, so it's not supported through the city. But it's going to be a great time. So last year I made the mistake of suggesting, why don't you have a senior stroll? And suddenly I found myself on this committee, and we are having the senior stroll. So we'll talk more about that. But as Mary Lou said, you're going to sign up with her. Mary Lou will have the registration forms. It's all going to be paper and pencil for my seniors. I said we don't want to have to deal with the online stuff.
Right. Absolutely not.
Okay.
Easy.
And last up there, Mary Lou, we got one more.
Is the Senior Center and the Athenaeum are going to partner to present Dine and Dash.
That's what we're calling it, Dine and Dash.
I'm hoping that, we're not, I don't know.
It's easy. What we did was we took the first Thursday concert series that the Athenaeum offers, and you might recall that when they were doing renovations at the Athenaeum, they did them at they did the concerts at the Senior Center. They are back at the Athenaeum, but we had a lot of people saying, well, wait a minute, we liked it when they were at the Senior Center because we'd go to the concert and then stay for lunch.
Right.
So Joyce Peregrine over at the Athenaeum has redone the scheduling because they used to be at the Athenaeum at noontime, which is exactly when we have lunch. She switched it to 1 o'clock so people can come over to the Senior Center, have your lunch, and then dash out for the concert at 1 o'clock over at the Athenaeum. And actually, we're calling it Dine and Dash, but it gives you plenty of time to have lunch. We start serving at exactly noon.
Absolutely.
If you can take your time, and 45 minutes later, the Athenaeum's 5-minute drive, head over there for the first Thursday concert series. The concerts are free. First one starts in October, so we'll be talking more about this on the radio show coming up. It is 8 o'clock exactly.
Look at that.
You are listening to WSKB 89.5 FM radio for the Westfield Masses. I want to thank Mary Lou for coming on. Remind folks that the September Voice of Experience newsletter hits the streets this Saturday as an insert into the Westfield News, and it will be at the Senior Center on Monday morning. Coming up is Rock on Westfield with Harry Rock, so stay tuned, folks.
feels better than ever, Street. We go